the sound of a word that listens. I can only imagine what it's like to be stopped from hurting another. I can only imagine. Mama said there's power higher than ours, a hand that holds the sun and counts the stars. But I watch children still across to sleep. Empty cupboards, empty streets, promises cheap. They preach a God who's sovereign, all in control, while family shrinking, hunger fills the bowl. I pray and I ask, where is the stopping hand? How many graves built by a righteous plan? If mercy is a candle, why the room still cold? If power keeps the promise, why the hungry fold? I tremble at the question, swallow down the rage. I whisper to the heavens, is it written on a page? I can only imagine the face of a love that moves. I can only imagine a God who will not lose. But I see the towers rise while children cry for bread. I can only imagine the life we wish we lived. They called it destiny and drew the lines, built their kingdom, sang the chosen signs. They called some less than whole and named them others kin. Took language, land, and the songs that kept them in. Empire fed on bodies, culture trimmed to sell. The textbooks clean the trace, hide the toll and shell. We pay the price of silence, mouths sewn close with fear, and draw the map again while we pretend we don't hear. Where is the hand that stops the hand that kills? Where is the heart that'll break the iron wheels? I lift a trembling question to the silent sky, and the echo is a river that refuses to comply. Imagine a mercy that will move the sea. I can only imagine. Hands that loosen all the keys, but I watch the markets rise, I watch the soup grow thin. I can only imagine how the world should have been. If I were the judge, I'd ask for receipts in the ledgers where the suffering mixes with their feats. If I were the keeper of the end of days, I'd call them to the witness stand. I'd make them say, how many graves, how many homes, how many lives did you consign? How many mothers wept while you counted yours as fine? But still the song keeps playing. White flags, blackened bills. We pray and we post and we sign our paper wills. Heaven's supposed to be all powerful, arbitrate and heal, but the world still burns, the wounds still weep, the hungry still don't eat their fill.
Look, they named some chosen, made the rest the cast off. Gave them salvation pamphlets while the coffers grew and masked off. Donations from religion sanctified the theft. Rewrote the story so the humble become bereft. They normalized the cruelty like it's contract law. Stamped the seal on silence and taught the people to withdraw. Social feeds full of spectacle, minds rewired by design. Psychology turn profit, make the tired redefined.
Kids drowning in tuition, parents drowning bills. Markets gamble on the future while the cradle stands still. So many souls choose an exit, a quiet tragic stream. But if the power's all present, why is it only a dream? I can only imagine the weight of the crown. Whose hand holds the scepter, whose feet stand their ground? If mercy were a fortress, would the gates be closed? If justice were a river, would the bodies float? I ask and I ache, since the night turned bright to ash. Since we measure worth in columns and in cash. There's blood in the ledger, a list of stolen names, and the silence keeps repeating like a church bell with no claim. So if there's a God who holds all things and could stop the tide, why do the children's shoes wear holes where dignity should stride? I hold my breath and sing, my voice is all I own. I can only imagine if love would ever come down. I can only imagine If you keep worshiping the master, man and gold. If you keep bound by nothing ever told, but land with the store, the changing with the soul, genocide, with the empty ocean floor.